Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening. Wherever you are on this amazing planet of ours, I'm Ariel.
And I'm Shia.
Welcome to being. Got a little
Yes, I
frog
do.
in your throat?
Well, I don't know if it's a frog, but it is. I have a little cough.
Well, a burden shared is lighter.
Well, it's lighter now that I told you I had a little cough.
A wind shared is brighter.
All right.
Now, of course, the burden shared, he's not talking about giving me a cold or giving me COVID if you have a cough.
I don't believe I have COVID. I took a test last night just to check.
Have a touch of allergies. So
allergies, right? This time of year.
It can be.
Can be.
So the question for all of us is if we share or self-express no matter what, or if we pick and choose, like if we're not feeling so hot, we hide it, or if we have a big win we're a little embarrassed about, we hide it. The question is, can you be yourself regardless of the circumstances?
I like that. I like that question.
Should we talk about listening?
Oh, yes.
I love listening.
Well, if you truly listen, it's not about agreeing with what's being said or disagreeing, or thinking about it even. It's about allowing what's being said to come into you and hear it from the point of view of the person speaking. So it's about intentionally recreating their communication to you.
It occurs to me, one of the things that Susan Finch and I often talked about in our Speak Up courses that we have done together is the hidden skill set in speaking up is listening. That the better you listen, the bless you, the easier it is to speak up. And also, as you listen, it's easier for people around you to speak up and to share things.
Well, the other thing is, as you listen, you get pulled into the current moment of your life. And that is where transformation takes place. That's the initiator, if you will, of the transformation, or at least the possibility of transformation.
Earlier today, Shai and I had a date. We had what I was calling some frisky business. And after we had sex and physical intimacy, we were laying together. And it was fun to share both sides of the spectrum. I talked to him about a dream I had last night that was silly, but slightly disturbing. I talked to him about an email that came in today with us from Corinna, shout out to you, Corinna, about how lovely the Living Made Easy Tuesday evening was, and how after 10 years of hearing the concept that you could only be exactly as you are, she had this amazing eye-opening experience of it. So both edges of it were just so wonderful to relate. And it was so wonderful to have Shia listen to me, not as if one end of the spectrum was better than the other, but simply to hear what I had to express. And it ended up with my feeling even closer. Let's take our first guest, shall we?
Sure.
Hello, Cheryl.
Hi, Ariel. Hi, Shia. Good evening. I'm connecting in from Hong Kong today, so it's very nice to be speaking with y'all. You both.
Oh, so it's midnight your time.
It is, yes. It is. This topic is great. I feel definitely in the past I've been one to hide my successes, definitely hide when things aren't going very well. And I guess I'd like to talk about a recent situation, but also something that's coming up, which is maybe more of a question. But I think as a result of, as a result of coming to your seminars, I've been able to feel a lot more confident in just speaking generally. I don't even know if confident, but just being able to speak up or speak and speak. And recently I joined a networking group because I have a kind of side hustle of offering meditations or sound meditations. And I've been wanting to promote my business, my side business. I think I do that well anyway, but I've been wanting to expand that a bit more. And this networking group, it's quite small but new, very dynamic. They were asking for someone to talk about their business. And normally I just joined, and normally I probably would have waited to get a feel of how the group operates. But they had a sudden cancellation. And it was actually right after I took the intimacy seminar, I think, just around the same time. And I just said, yes, I'll do it. And I guess in theory, I had about the weekend to prepare, but I was so busy that I didn't. But there were a couple of things that happened. I was able to express what I did and prepare my presentation just very easily and smoothly. And so I had two opportunities to present. And then also as a result of, I think it went well. And also as a result of coming to your seminars, the organizer or the founder of that group, she sent back feedback. And I was able to take that and just really use it. Maybe I felt a bit of resistance at first, like, hey, I did great for the first time. But then I really used what she said. And then when I did this presentation a few hours later, again, for a different group, it just went all that more smoothly. And it was, I'm glad I was able to hear the feedback and take it in. And
Well, you've been practicing hearing feedback. You've been practicing listening for quite some time now. It's not, you've been taking seminars with us for quite a while. And so your ability to listen is far greater than most people's, because listening is so much a part of what we talk about. The other thing is this: you said something about your meditation is a side hustle. I found that a very interesting choice of words.
Contradictory in terms.
Well, a hustle usually is something that's not on the up and up.
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
It's just a casual type of statement. You're using some casual colloquialisms, but it undermines, in my experience, caught me too, it undermines the depth of what you have to offer. It is a side business in that, but I don't even think of it as a side business. I think it as one of your businesses.
And one of the ways you express yourself.
Yeah.
But I found that using that terminology set me to wondering if there was value in what you had to offer. Because if it's a hustle, it's something untoward. Yeah.
I don't think in common vernacular there is, but the way you used it.
Right.
Talking about your side business, you were, in my experience, diminishing it, not really owning how incredible it is.
And the difference it makes in the people that participate with you.
I've heard from people, I've seen videos of it, and quite profound.
Yeah, thanks. I think I might have picked it up from, we don't have TikTok here, but from some kind of trendy Instagram or something, and I just thought I'd use it. But I can see, how that.
A little bit like, my photos are my side hustle.
Yeah. Yes.
Sound like they're, there's just something a little belittling in it. But back to what you were saying about listening to the feedback of the person who runs the networking group that you joined, that you listen to her is a statement of you trusting yourself and having picked a group of people who had something valuable to say.
There's another to that. It has to do with the completion of your relationship to your mother. That you actually heard what could be considered criticism from a woman in authority.
And you heard it as if she was on your side.
Right.
Yeah, I did. I mean, like I said, I kind of felt a little pang at first, but then I heard, yeah, I heard it.
So, when you say that, Cheryl, that you had a little pang at first, that the idea of having this automatic reflexive reaction to criticism or feedback or what somebody has to say, or the traffic being snarled, or people have been talking about that lately. And it seems as if there's from what you just said, and from what I've been experiencing from people, the idea that if you were truly transformed,
you wouldn't even have that response initially. See, but you will have, as a transformed being, you do have initial reactive responses to your environment. That doesn't mean you have to get upset with it. And that doesn't, and then a path of complaint and adversarial relationship with it. You can actually transform it, which apparently you did.
Which is really the principles of instantaneous transformation. You get the email with feedback, and in that instant, you can only have the reaction you have. That's the second principle.
That visceral response.
We forgot to tell people, in case you're new to our podcast, we do finish each other's sentences. So you have the feedback and you get the visceral response. Then you have two options. One is to see the visceral response and it completes itself in an instant. That's the third principle. Then you could actually read what she had to say and in this case,
and see the value that was in it for you, that it was a contribution to your ability to make presentations.
Or the other is resist that you got feedback, resist the content, resist your reaction to the content.
Defend yourself as if you are being attacked rather than somebody was contributing information that you could use to further your business.
And even if you were, which you weren't clearly, but even if somebody writes you something with an edge to it, because for whatever reasons going on with them, they're upset, they're insecure, they're in competition, whatever the deal is. So they write you something that has a veneer of not so nice. You can still hear anything of a value in it if you just allow yourself to feel the reaction to the presentation as opposed to defend yourself.
Yeah, I see that. And I think it resulted in a bit of partnership because she joined the second session as well. And I think she also heard my story, maybe because it was a bit more tighter, concise, or just more clearly presented. But she, as a result, they will do a type of feature on their online magazine, which is kind of like a lifestyle magazine here in Hong Kong. So I think if I had not have listened, because I did listen, I think there was better partnership and she could hear my story more clearer, I guess.
I do see that you jumped in, you said what you had to say, you got feedback, you integrated it, and the second time around, it was tighter and presented in a way, and now you have the blurb that's going out in the lifestyle magazine. But I wouldn't underestimate the inception point, which is where you said, yes, I'll do it.
Got it. Yeah.
You had all the reasons not to do what you had the impulse to do, not to, to wait till you had it all together and you looked really good. And like you said, you got
Yeah.
ill for the
Yeah.
group.
Yeah.
So that it worked out well is not surprising, but, kudos for the initial jump.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Thanks.
and that's one of the things that you've been, I don't want to use the word working on, but
Fostering, training.
you've been engaged in looking at your ability to express yourself for quite some time now. And that you jumped and took the advantage of that opening, that's a great thing, and you can't do it wrong, Cheryl, you see?
Yeah.
You'll just do great. But if you don't say anything, you're like a mouse in the back of the room.
Yeah.
People do not invest in the mouse's seminars.
Or meditation training.
Yes. Yeah.
You said you had a question, though. Do you still have it?
Well, yes, in a way, it's kind of related, but maybe it's kind of resolved itself. But I have an interview next week, so I've been looking at changing my job, but also changing my career in terms of my day job, so to speak. And I'm looking at wellness options, but I'm also looking at different things like diversity and inclusion and just other more people related skills. And I guess my question before talking to you guys was, I have an interview on Monday. In the past, I would have been really nervous and attention on myself, but I'm thinking maybe I might not have as much. Or I don't know. I guess my question was, I don't want to have that attention on myself. Yeah. Yes.
Have some fun. Go watch a movie or something. Take your attention off of you. You see, you are perfectly capable of doing a really good interview. All you have to do is answer their questions honestly.
What you already gave yourself an answer in the opening. You talked about you probably should have prepared more, but you did the intimacy weekend before this thing you did, and you went in and you did it, and you did it very well. You did it to the best of your abilities. And of course, you're part of this networking group in order to refine your abilities so you can express yourself. I love what you said, Shai, about going in, watching a movie or doing something like that. Recently,
let me ask you a question first. How old are you?
Yeah, I'm 54.
54. You look great for 54.
You do?
But you do. But here's the thing. You've had 54 years of being you. So you know you really well. See? And you don't need to figure out what to say. You know what to say. You've been doing the job you've been doing for how many years?
Well, this particular job, 4 years, but transferable skills, I've especially after the intimacy weekend, I really began to see clearly what my transferable skills are versus putting myself in a box, I guess.
Yes. But you say your transferable skills, you've been working in the industry you're in for a very long time, not just 4 years.
Yeah, so probably about 25 years, 26
yes.
years.
So you don't, it's not like you lack information about what you're doing and what you're capable of.
Yeah.
So I was working on expressing myself in an online format. We were putting together our Costa Rica invitations and the courses for 2023. So there was some significant work to do to the website, to the invitations, to letting the people know who were supposed to be coming in 2021 who deferred their money, all of the different things. And I wasn't sure how to express myself. And it wasn't quite gelled yet. So Sha and I went and binge watched a totally unrelated fantasy thing on it. May have been Prime Video or Netflix. At the Power of the Rings, which is like a precursor to the Lord of the Rings. It had nothing to do with anything, but I got so involved in the story, I forgot about me and my concerns and the things I needed to do. And the next morning I went and I sat down and I just was brilliant. Really giving yourself a break from thinking about things is just such a blessing.
Yeah. Yes. I can see in the past when I've gone into interviews, I would have.
Yes. The other thing is this: when you go into this interview, do the interview and then forget about it. Do not work on yourself about what you could have or should have said when you're out of there.
Yeah.
You could have only said what you said. The other thing will drive you crazy.
Another thing, Cheryl, you have a really wide network of friends, many of whom have interviewed many times. So you can always reach out to that whole group of friends and say, I'd like to do a mock interview. Will somebody just pretend interview with me?
Yeah.
You can get on Zoom and talk like we are, and that's always fun.
Yeah, it's a great idea. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being with us
Yeah,
today.
thank you.
You know what?
Yes, I really enjoyed it.
If you do that, you will be a gift for that person, that they get to be part of your new job search, whether you get this job or the next one. They get to win right along with you.
Like that kind of, that feels, I like that. Thank you.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you both.
Hey, it's time for the listener feedback spotlight.
It's where we get to hear from people in this amazing listenership and transformation community talking about what's happening in their lives.
This is Susan in Manhattan. And one of the things I love about participating in Ariel and Shaya's transformational weekends is I have the opportunity to forget about myself. My brain that usually races quiets, I listen, and the byproduct, one of the byproducts is I feel well and I get so much more done.
Do you want to have well-being with consistency? Connect with people all over the world from the comfort of your own home at Ariel and Shire's lively interactive Living Made Easy virtual seminars. Join any of their 2-hour online events or take a deep dive into the magic of being you at a virtual weekend seminar. Come on, let's connect. Find out more and register at transformationmadeeasy.com.
Our next Living Made Easy seminars are not for another week. It's the 24th, next Monday, and then the following Saturday, because this weekend coming up is Being in Nature. And it's our first in-person seminar.
In almost 3 years.
Yeah, 2.5. It's been a while.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to seeing folks. Those of you who are on your way, wear your masks, be safe. We'll all test in the morning, and we're going to have a really, really sweet event. If you'd like to join us and you can make your way to New Jersey, there's still room for you. You can find out more on our website, transformationmadeeasy.com. Our next virtual seminar
is Relaxing to Life, and that's December 3rd and 4th.
And as we were mentioning in the last segment, Costa Rica 2023 is now open, and we found an exquisite location, El Tucano Resort and Thermal Spa. It's built on thermal hot springs, and there are plenty of places to lounge around in big, medium-sized, and small pools of hot water. You can find out again more on any and all of those, and to register at transformationmadeeasy.com. Let's have,
Our next guest.
yes, Stephanie.
Okay.
Welcome to being here.
Hey guys, thank you and hello. I'm calling in from Rosengarten, which is a little south of Germany, of Hamburg in Germany.
Welcome to being here. So
Thank you.
sweet to see you.
Thank you. I'm so excited. I will be with you in being in nature, as will my husband.
Yeah, we're so excited to have you.
Yes.
Thank you. We are just really happy. But that is not what I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Where do I start? As you guys know, my dad has been really ill for a very long time. And his health is declining more rapidly within this year. And my stepmom is doing an amazing, amazing job taking care of him. It's like, I'm just in awe. We visited them a couple of months ago, and I was really like, she's so sweet with him and so down to earth, and just doesn't make him feel like he's a cripple or something. She's just wonderful. Her health also is not really good at the moment. And she has no thyroid and her voice is going, and she needs to see a specialist in Hamburg, actually. We offered to take care of my dad when she needs to go there. But then my dad's health got even worse. So now she's like, no, I cannot leave him alone. I cannot leave him alone. And my sister and I really tried to convince her we are capable, until I had a talk with her. I talked with her on the phone, and I think I actually listened to her for the first time, really. Like, I really listened to her, what she was saying, and I'm a little emotional. I could feel how carefully she structured her life around my dad, and that she really does everything to hold everything together, and that, like, even help. Like, every intrusion is like dangerous for her. It feels like she loses control if she lets us help her. Like, if she leaves him alone, things will. And I have a hard time to explain it because she didn't say it, but I could feel the anxiety behind everything that sometimes sounds harsh. I could just feel her heart.
Let's slow down for a second, okay?
Yes.
Okay. So here's the thing. Her anxiety is her anxiety, and it's not caused by her dad's condition. She's been anxious her whole life.
Yeah.
And you are associating it with you are volunteering to take care of your father, as though that's the cause of her anxiety. But she's just anxious.
And if you hear that it might be a whole lot easier and more convenient for her to put off finding out information about her own health, that's going to relax something in you as well. I know you want the best for her. And I found that oftentimes, as people are dealing with aging parents and step parents, and they really want the best for them, they're often pushing for what they feel is the best, rather than hearing what the adult they're talking about thinks and wants for their own life.
Well, the other thing is this. Your father's decline in health is disturbing to you. So you are disturbed, and you're looking to fix the outside circumstances so it will stop your disturbance. You want to work on what they're doing so you feel more secure and less disturbed.
And less out of control about the whole situation.
That's right.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and there's nothing you can do about it, you see, really.
Yeah.
Your father's decline eventually would lead to his passing, because that's what happens to all of us in the human race. In fact, everything on this planet
Degrades.
has a beginning, middle, and end. And so every life form has an end game. And that's just the way it goes. You know, I was looking at it today. Getting out of bed, it gets more and more, it takes more energy to move through the pain that exists in my body. The tightness. I mean, this body is 81, almost 82 years of age. So it doesn't move as fluidly as it used to. And there's body sensations associated with standing up or bending over or picking something up or petting the cat. You see? So I can either make that mean something about my failing health or realize it's part of the evolution of life, that you go through these stages. You know, I watch kids, not that I'm a pedophile. I mean, I watch kids play in playgrounds, and they can fall and get up, and it doesn't mean anything. If I felt like they fell, I'd probably break something, and it wouldn't be an easy get up. But for them, they just move on.
Yeah, they run and trip and fall on their face. There might be
they bounce into things. It doesn't, no problem. They just bounce off life until, you know, but as you get older, there are certain limitations to your physical abilities, and your father and your stepmother are moving through that. For you to get upset over it serves no purpose.
You know, I've noticed something with our daughter, and that she has opinions about how we should do things. Lives. And it's interesting how those opinions, spoken or unspoken, the amount of pressure it puts on us. And, you know, I would just become aware of how much your desires may be a stressor.
I really like that. I really like what Ariel said.
Me too. That actually was my feeling when I had this talk with her, that health was stressing her.
Oh, okay. Wait a second.
Yes.
Would you be a good person or good daughter if you didn't worry about your father?
Nope.
See, so maybe you can leave them alone and let them live their lives.
Well, I had a flash of something that I did for my folks toward the declining years in their life. I know that our listeners can't see you because we're releasing this as an audio, but behind you, you have all this artwork. And I was looking at it this morning. I was cleaning up in my office, and you sent me a couple of cards, one for my birthday, I think one was for anniversary or something like that. And I have them over there. And they're just exquisite little pieces of art that mean something. And it occurs to me that you probably don't regularly send them cards, just giving them a little bit of, hey, it's raining today, or it's green, or guess what, I saw a rabbit in the yard, or I got an agent for my artwork. That you're not, you know, you may be looking to do the big things rather than knowing that the day-to-day connection with them might really be meaningful and comforting.
I love that. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I call regularly to speak with my dad for a couple of minutes. But I never think, I mean, we send flowers for their birthdays, but not like you just said, like regularly sending a card saying hi, or just share my life with them.
You know, before I got more skilled at printing things out, and then even after, like when I would print, I had a little file where, oh, my parents haven't seen this photo yet. And I created cards that were always unique and sent them at regular intervals, and they, really enjoyed looking
And
at
her
them.
mother kept them all.
Yeah, I have them all now, and I rotate them on our system. I have to hang them up because it's kind of fun to look and see all of the different images from all the years.
That makes, yeah.
One other thing for you. When you laid out that your dad's decline or his health has gotten, progressively worse, particularly in this year, I could hear in you the wishing for it to go the other way. That you wish that the decline would either slow or reverse itself. And of course you do.
And it's not going to.
So somehow stepping into it the way it is and celebrating it
is freeing, and everything else, the resistance to it, keeps you upset.
And then they won't have to have a good face with you either. It disturbs Stephanie to know I'm ill, so I'll just speak briefly with her and
I'll pretend that everything's okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's like I sometimes feel that is what you just said, that I want him to feel better. It's even stronger than the fear he could die. It's like he's so bad sometimes. I just wish I could do something to make him feel better. But I love what you just said, that if I'm just be with it, we'll resolve it.
I've talked about this before, but I remember one time when I was a little girl and I was very, very upset over something, and I have no clue what it was, but I was in super distress. And my mom got down on her knees and we were just about eye level. That's how small I was. And I remember standing in the doorway of one of the rooms in her house, and she said, I'm so sorry you're upset. And if I could take it away and have it for you, I would. There was just something really lovely about, she's like, I can't do anything for you. Like there's you're wanting to relieve him of it is in a way reinforcing it. It's as if saying this version of him is not okay.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That feels really good.
Yeah. Sweet. You enjoyed this podcast. I have enjoyed speaking with Shaya and Stephanie and Cheryl. Feel free to leave a review on your favorite podcast app if you would like. It helps people find being here. And if you feel to do it, thank you. And if you've done one and feel to do another, that's great too. I really want to take a moment and invite those of you who would like to attend a Monday night or a Tuesday night or a Saturday or one of our weekends to take a page out of Cheryl's book and just jump. If you want to come, there's room for you, and we'd love to have you. Ready for next week's episode?
I am.
Here's the theme. Feelings, nothing more than feelings. We'll see what it has to do with anything next week. Yes. Hey, again, looking forward to seeing folks this weekend, being in nature, and hope you have a most excellent day, evening, morning, life.
So come on back
and don't miss
being here.